Thousands of demonstrators staged fresh protests in Greece on Sunday, demanding justice for victims of the country's deadliest train crash 2 weeks ago. Anger is growing over safety failures that led to the tragedy, and it's ratcheting up pressure on the government. Protesters flooded Athens' Syntagma Square, waving banners that read, "We won't forget, we won't forgive."
Ήταν μια γραμμή θανάτου, το ξέρανε, δεν κάνανε τίποτα, δεν είχαν πάρει τα μέτρα τους και στείλανε 57 άτομα στο θάνατο.
Those 57 people, many of them students, were killed when a passenger train and freight train collided head-on in central Greece on the 28th of February. 4 railway officials have been charged, but public anger has focused on the mismanagement of the network. Elections are scheduled later this spring, with opinion polls showing a drop in support for the ruling Conservative government. Saudi oil giant Aramco has announced a record profit of €151 billion for 2022, marking a 46.5% rise for the state-owned company compared with last year. Aramco is the latest energy firm to report record profits after energy prices spiked following Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine in February 2022. Most of that dividend amount will go to the Saudi Arabian government, which owns nearly 95% of the shares in the company. In a tweet, Amnesty International's Secretary-General Agnes Callamard hit out at the exorbitant profits, pointing out the effects of fossil fuels on climate change and adding that the wealth was amassed during a global cost-of-living crisis. Saudi Arabia has pledged to have net zero carbon emissions by 2060, though its plans to reach that goal remain unclear. Iran's Supreme Court has approved the death sentence for a Swedish Iranian dissident for allegedly heading a rebel group. Habib Sharp has been held in Iran since October 2020 after he disappeared in a Turkish airport and was subsequently put on trial in Tehran. In a video broadcast by Iranian state television, Sharp claimed responsibility for an attack in 2018 and admitted to working with Saudi intelligence services. Sweden's efforts to offer consular assistance have failed, as Iran does not recognise dual nationality.
Ukrainian troops continue to hold down the fort as the Russian paramilitary Wagner group claims to be nearing the centre of Bakhmut. Just west of the devastated eastern city in Chasiv Yar, defending soldiers say they are firing M777 howitzers as Russian attacks continue. Their determination to stop the city from falling remains strong.
На рахунок настрою. Само собою, що всі налаштовані тільки на перемогу. Причому не мир. Це має бути виключно перемога.
But victory seems a long way off for Valentina after a night of shelling. The 82-year-old says living conditions remain challenging.
Холодно, в хаті ж холодно, ні газу, ні світу, ні води. Нічого немає, так що хочуть.
The front line is now at the Badmutka River, where Ukrainian troops have destroyed several bridges in a bid to stop Russian forces advancing. Wearing hard hats, Turkish lawyers are gathering evidence after last month's devastating 7.8 magnitude earthquake, a disaster which killed more than 46 people in Turkey. They're collecting as much data as possible from the remaining rubble before it's removed. However, some of it has gone already.
Binaların fotoğraflarının çekilmesi işlemleri aynı zamanda delil tespit çalışmalarına öncelik tanımak amacıyla gönüllü olarak çalışan avukatlarız. Burada gelip binaların fotoğraflandırma işlemlerini, binada kullanılan yapı malzemelerinin fotoğraflandırmasını yapıp Barolar Birliği merkezindeki programa aktarıyoruz. Onlar da bu süreç içerisinde depolanıyor. İlerleyen aşamalarda bunlar hepsi dava süreçleri içerisinde delil başlangıcı niteliğinde olacak şekilde kullanılmaya çalışılacak bunlarda.
So far, 269 suspects have been rounded up by Turkish police as part of a growing investigation into contractors whose buildings should have been earthquake-proof.